As a department, we strongly believe that life skills that are needed for the 21st century learning include critical thinking, problem solving, adaptability, initiative, effective oral and written communication, and numeracy.
The East Jamaica Conference Education Department has been overseeing 6 conference schools directly, which continue to be favored by God in His blessings. The Hagley Park Preparatory School is led by Dr. Pauline Gain Betton, who started serving in 2016 following the exit of Mrs. Elin Spence.
We are looking forward to our upcoming graduation, which will be in July. We have our grade 6 is currently 31 students, and they will be moving on.
Student enrollment fluctuated over the past 4 years, ranging from 276 to 332 students. There also continues to be a larger number of non-SDA to SDA in the student population. That figure currently stands at 97 SDA to 189 non-SDA. The school has been excelling academically, and among such achievements, 2 students were awarded government scholarships to attend Campion College for their outstanding performance in the GSET examinations with scores of 97.8 and over. Several other students were awarded places in top traditional high schools. There was also significant improvement in the grade 4 literacy and numeracy examinations. In other matters, the school participated in the TVJ's Junior School Challenge Quiz in 2017, and the school's top speller made it to the top 8 out of 50 schools in the National Spelling Bee competition. The school now has a special needs unit which caters to children with learning challenges, and also now has a sports program through the Physical Education Department. As it relates to the physical infrastructure, the computer lab was refurbished and outfitted with 30 computers from overseas donors. Now to the only high school in the conference. The Kingsway High School currently has a staff complement of 23 teachers who are currently being led by acting principal Mrs. Alethea Williams. She assumed the role following the exit of principal Mr. Jaron Whiteley in 2017. Enrollment has seen an increase over the period, moving from a low of 272 to 368. The Adventist to non-Adventist ratio now stands at 147 to 221 students. The school has been performing well at the CSEC level and continues to receive 100% passes in the following for some 4 years. They are Clothing and Textiles, EDPM, Information Technology, Food and Nutrition. Also, the school's performance in English is above the national average, and it introduced French, which a third form student passed it when he sat it the first time. However, like most schools, mathematics and the sciences continue to be a challenge, but efforts are being made to address such.
We're currently in our literacy room, where we have launched this year our literacy program with our coordinator, Mrs. Laria Martin.
The Ministry of Education has pumped over $1 million into this program, and the library is being reorganized and equipped to facilitate the program. As a diagnostic assessment is being done, 4 teachers will be trained to use the diagnostic tool. Music is being offered as a co-curriculum program and includes lessons for the keyboard, saxophone, and guitar. In January 2018, Kingsway celebrated its 75th anniversary. In celebration of this milestone, the newly formed Kingsway Alumni Association for Jamaica worked with the school to host a week-long celebration. Now on to the pre-kindergarten and preparatory school. This component has a teaching complement of 15 teachers who are assisted by 7 pre-trained assistant teachers. For the past 4 years, the school has been increasing in numbers, moving from 195 students in 2014 to 285 presently. The ratio of Adventist to non-Adventist students stands at 167 to 118 students. Academically, the school continues to excel, and for the past 4 years, the school has maintained a 96 to 100 mastery level in the Grade 4 Literacy and Numeracy External Examination. Also, a high percentage of GSAT students were placed in traditional high schools during the period under review. Over the period, the school has added more developmental activities and clubs to its listing to now include French and gymnastics, among others. Like Hagley Park Prep, Kingsway also entered the TVJ's Junior Schools Challenge Quiz competition twice during the period. For Spelling Bee, the team entered the Ministry of Education's Cluster 1 spelling competition and made it to the semi-final round. Educate Jamaica published its Gold Standard Preparatory School Guide and ranking in 2016, and there was some good news for Kingsway Prep, which was ranked one of the top schools out of 262 preparatory schools. It was also labeled a Gold Standard School with a 5-year GSAT average of 93.4%. Infrastructural work done to the school during the period includes the improvement of the play area, renovation to classrooms to include new furniture, installation of compound cameras, among other things. Additionally, more classes have been added to the listing of the school, including another pre-K class, another Kinder 1, Grade 1, and Grade 2. This brings to 13 the number of classes in the prep school. Now to the only preparatory school in St. Thomas, the Miramar Kinder Preparatory School. The school is currently staffed with 9 teachers who are led by Principal Mrs. Joette Smith-Jump.
We believe in greatness. We are over 120 students. Our children believe in reaching higher. Remind them for me. Higher?
Higher than the highest human thought can reach
Is God's ideal for His
children.
Student enrollment has been increasing steadily, moving from 75 students at the start of the period under review to a current figure of 122 students. Of that figure, 45 are SDAs and 77 are non-SDAs. The school continues to improve in the area of academia, with the majority of candidates being placed in traditional and reputable high schools of their choices. The percentage of students who were placed in the traditional high schools previously ranged from a low of 66.7% to a high of 100%. There has continued to be outstanding improvement in the Grade 4 Literacy and Numeracy examinations as well. In 2015, the Principal's List was introduced, which awards students with averages of 95% and higher. The list has since moved from 15 to 30 students. In 2016, the school was the winner of the St. Thomas Parish Library Reading Competition. During the past 4 years, significant improvements have been made to the canteen, bathrooms, and most of the classrooms. The building has also been repainted. Now to the oldest Adventist preparatory school in the Jamaica Union, the New Hope Preparatory School. The school has a staff complement of 7 teachers who are led by Principal Mr. Lambert Forrest.
It is my esteemed pleasure to greet you on behalf of the New Hope Prep School family, which boasts a rich history of over 123 years, providing quality Adventist Christian education at the early childhood and the primary level.
Unfortunately, the school has been seeing a decline in its student enrollment, moving from 87 students to the current population of 67 students. The ratio of Adventist to non-Adventist students stands at 1 to 1.4. In 2015, the school was a recipient of the EJC Spelling Bee Championship Trophy and continues to excel at the annual JCDC Festival competition. Academically, the number of students obtaining mastery at the Grade 4 Literacy and Numeracy tests have improved significantly. Also, the percentage of children who were placed in traditional high schools has fluctuated over the period, with a low of 42.9% to a high of 100%. During the period, significant improvements have been made to the physical plant, some of which included the renovation of the computer lab and the school's library and the retrofitting of 3 classrooms.
Woodford Preparatory School is situated in the cool hills of St. Andrew.
This institution is led by Principal Mr. Dave McNeish.
It's an ideal place for learning and living. Here is where your child ought to be.
The school has 9 teachers, including 2 part-time teachers, and for the first time in the history of the school, each class has its own teacher. Each year, there has been a steady increase in the number of students registered for the period, moving from 79 students to the current enrollment of 90 students. The current ratio of SDA versus non-SDA students currently stands at 58 to 42. Students continue to do well in all the external examinations and have maintained a 70% to 100% mastery level in the Grade 4 Literacy and Numeracy external examination. As it relates to the placement of students in traditional high schools over the period, it ranged from 6 to 13 students. A 3-story building is presently being constructed with the great help of Mr. Clive Rollins and family. The institutions continue to have a spiritual impact. Efforts resulted in the baptism of 96, including at least 12 parents during the quadrennium. As it relates to accreditation, the Kingsway High School will undergo an assessment in December 2018, while the others will be done after. While there are 6 conference-operated schools, currently there are approximately 32 self-supported basic schools in operation within the constituency. Apart from the monitoring and execution of programs in schools, the conference-led department has its own share of activities which it was involved in. These included, among others, education rallies, the observance of Christian Education Day, inter-schools sporting activities, the EJC Spelling Bee competition, annual professional development seminars, and the Faculty and Staff Awards banquet. Within the churches, the education departments there conducted various activities to include evening classes for GSET and CSEC students, providing financial assistance for needy students, and special back-to-school programs, among others.
Thanks, entire constituency of the East Jamaica Conference, for your tremendous support given to the growth and development of Adventist Christian education during this past period. It is my prayer that we will continue to ask of the Lord to help us to do all that we can, using all that we have in advancing the education of our children. Let us remember, all our children ought to be taught of the Lord.